All right, Shalom to the elect. Start with the 144,000. We want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, brothers, that's preaching this word in sincerity and faith. And Shalom to you, faithful followers and believers thereof. You know, we just a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone SF Bay Area camp. I'm the brother Yara Ya'ala.
I'm the brother Shamar.
Yeah, and we just, we was just getting together through the Spirit, to deliver a lesson. Lord's will just be edifying unto the body. Considering the times that we're in, prophecy is speaking like never before. We got the Pesach tomorrow evening. We're just in, very heavy times, and hey man, we got a lot to look forward to. So without further ado, we're just going to jump straight into it. Lord's will be edifying into the body. This is Second Thessalonians 2. I'll start at the top, verse 1. It says, "Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, which, if I could say this, which all these prophecies indicates the return of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, which real quick is which the disciples inquired, about this real quick. St. Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
Yeah, so this has been a time that has been looked forward to since our forefathers when they was on the scene. But now we're actually living in the time where these things are actually taking place.
That's right.
The things that have been spoken of in the past, they was ready for it to happen back then, but it wasn't the time yet. But yet now we are living in those times for the things that was written down, the last final prophecies before the kingdom of heaven being established on earth, actually happening. This is what we're seeing. Like it mentions in Second Ezra, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Okay.
All right, we're living in the last stages of major prophecy. All right.
That's right.
And this is something that we've been looking forward to. Like, Jake always been wanting things to shit to hit the fan and collapse. We're literally at the doorsteps of the last few things that need to take place for this place to go down.
Yes, sir. I'll just read just a little bit more because it goes. The Yahweh Shai pretty much goes into events that would take place upon the earth, ultimately prophecy that would take place leading up to his return. So I'll just read a little bit of it and jump back to 2 Thessalonians, verse 4. And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many.
Yeah, you have that going on.
Yep.
Many false prophets. All right. And they're going to get exposed as time goes on.
Yeah.
Being exposed as not the men of not having the truth. Because if you're not out there warning our people of the coming destruction and prophecies that are taking place now, preparing them for the times to get that's on the way, you're not really a messenger of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Because that's ultimately what we're supposed to be doing, blowing the trumpet in Zion, warning our people, because that's the times that we in. Like it goes into in Jeremiah, the prophets that have.
Oh yeah, Spirit. I'll grab it for Jake. I was thinking about grabbing it. Since you mentioned it, I'll go ahead and grab that real quick. This is Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yeah, and that's what we prophesying against this place as well. Because there's nothing good coming here.
Right.
It's nothing but, like it said in Jeremiah, war, evil, and pestilence. And that's exactly what we tell when we on the highways and hedges and when we do our videos on YouTube. Nothing good is coming here to Babylon. So if you're not warning our people with the same similar message, basically like prepare your household or get yourself right, because the Heavenly Father is getting ready to judge this place,
Yep.
then what are you talking about? You know,
That's right.
these are the things that are actually important, not anything else that all these other dudes be talking about, trying to do these podcast talks, this and that. Man, we have bigger, more important issues to speak on and worry about, and
Yep.
focus on. All right, because shit's getting ready to hit the fan.
Yep.
You know, as well as like you mentioned, we got the Passat coming up,
Okay.
and even after the Passat, following it, like the apostles always say, sifting season is all year
Year
round.
round.
It doesn't stop, and the prophecies don't stop.
Right.
All right, it isn't like all right, you get serious and then it just go back to cool, lax. No, it's like it's always a serious manner, pertaining to the word, pertaining to the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
That's
Because
right.
we are living in serious times.
Mm-hmm.
All right, anything can happen at any moment, just like you see it in the news right now.
Yep.
Did anybody expect that shit was gonna happen to Iran this year? No.
Right.
We always heard of talks here and there all the time, but did you actually think that missiles were gonna get shot off back and forth like you've been seeing? Nobody would have necessarily predicted it was gonna happen this year.
Yep.
It's written in prophecy. Yet nobody could predict, like the scriptures say, no man know of the day nor the hour that the Lord gonna return. So we can't give you a day nor hour when things gonna take place. Nonetheless, we know that they are gonna take place.
Yeah.
So this is what we're supposed to be talking about and warning the people prior to them happening.
Yep. Verse 9, the prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord have truly sent him.
Right, and the Lord ain't bringing peace right now.
That's right.
The Lord is bringing destruction. Like it goes into the First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction coming. Now you seeing bombs being shot back and forth over there in Israel and Iran and shit, and in Palestine, but people thinking that they ain't gonna come over here to America. It's very soon to come in the near future. All these different little skirmishes, a lot more hell like you see in these other countries that happen in broad daylight. That's a normal occurrence.
All right.
All these different things getting ready to come here to America.
Yep.
You people just haven't felt it yet. You're feeling the beginning of sorrows, like the scriptures speak of.
All right.
The fact that you complaining about gas, you complaining about being able to barely survive, paycheck to paycheck, all this different stuff. That's very minute compared to the things that's actually getting ready to come.
Mm-hmm. I'll go back to real quick, so a bit more in St. Matthew, the 24th chapter, verse 5, once again. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, in which we've been hearing about, like the brothers referencing to, what's been hot in the news as of late, dealing with the tension between, the U.S., Iran, and Israel, in which is going to, cause these other nations to get involved, in which, we already know how this is all going to turn out according to prophecy. Scripture saying the least of the flock shall draw them out, least of the flock being those small hats.
And that's pretty much why it started up.
Yep.
Because ain't nobody else participating in it.
Right.
And then what was his, one of the reasons he could proclaim that he did it, because they felt like they was going to do something, so they had to beat him to it pretty much.
Yep.
Which doesn't make any sense. That's not justification for you taking, being proactive and attacking them first when you didn't even, because you think that somebody going to do something when they didn't even do it yet.
Exactly.
But that's the devil for you.
Yeah.
And what you just mentioned, the least of the flock drawing them out. Because ultimately, who always been trying to say the same shit that now Trump is saying, like, about the nuclear weapons.
Yep. You're increasing their uranium.
The same small hat dude.
Mm-hmm.
He always been pushing the same narrative for years and years, and now Trump he's co-signing the narrative saying like, oh, we did this to stop him from the nuclear weapons.
Right.
Which you got alternative media news online saying you're losing the battle.
Yep.
It's all cap. You over here because it's all the mass media is controlled, so it's all cap. You telling the people on Fox News and this and CNN and all the wash media that we winning, America destroying their stuff, that we talking about making deals. They're gonna do what we want them to do. Meanwhile, you actually losing. Like according to other sources online, they say America losing the fight.
Yep.
But you're not trying to tell the truth about you losing, because it's gonna make you look bad.
Right.
You went over there for what? To get your ass kicked.
Pretty
And
much.
then you got to tuck tail and run.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what's going on.
Yep. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet."
Yeah, and all these things must come to pass because it's prophecy.
Right.
It's written in the scriptures. But the end is not yet. Because if it ain't full blown,
Yeah.
fully blown escalated to World War III, because if it was, all the other nations would be involved.
Yep.
Yet we see that the things are heating up nonetheless. This is like just moving us that much more closer to the things taking place.
Yep.
All right, you see the stage being set for like it goes into an Obadiah. Those that were at peace with thee to deceive thee, your allies, switching up on you.
The beast hating the whore.
Yeah, like nobody helped America out, and then what you got going on? Trump talking shit about them talking shit about America, saying like, why are you doing this to the, why are you attacking them? Y'all in the wrong. We not helping you out. Then Trump talking shit to them. Oh, since y'all didn't want to help us out, like it's just a whole bunch of back and forth, but further leading towards prophecy manifesting.
Yep. Further, how do you say, destroying the economy? Because you got to, like you was mentioning, dealing with the gas prices soaring.
Yeah.
And also, we was going into the other week, the billions that they're dumping into funding, this this coming war.
Right.
Dealing with the tension with Iran. They're throwing billions into this whole ordeal. Which, where is that coming? Who's going to have to pay for that ultimately?
Right.
The rest of you Babylonians
and people in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
Wherever with the oil, because like the Strait of Hormuz.
Well, that's these nations. They're pretty much going to jump on a bandwagon of dumping the dollar, the petrodollar.
Yep, and that's what's going on.
Yep.
Because you basically putting hell on them.
Right.
They didn't have nothing to do with this, and now nobody could fucking come through the Strait of Hormuz. Like they closing the strait, or they gonna if they closed it, and then they saying if they do open it back, they taxing the hell out you. Right. Want to ride through our territory, so you putting hell on other people for no reason.
Yep.
You're just gonna make them want to turn sides and be like, fuck this dude. You just putting us in a fucked up situation for what? Just to keep on riding in your seat.
And all this is also going to usher in what? That MOTB system.
Yeah. Ultimately.
Yep.
Because everything needs to be tracked, and that's the way that the system is set up now. Is like it's not easy to do that basically without everything being digital. That's why they have the so-called the blockchain shit, because everything is literally is basically it's a note there of whatever you purchased or anything you did is a digital footprint, so to speak.
Okay. So it says, verse 7, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places."
Yeah, you see all those things taking place. All right. It hasn't happened here fully in America as far as the famines, the famines and the pestilence.
Yep.
All right, but you see all type of earthquakes happening, strange weather that been going on, signs in the heavens with the moons and whatnot.
Yep.
It's just like everything else is going to keep more and more manifesting pretty much as we get closer to the end.
That's right. It says, verse 8, "All these are the beginning of sorrows."
Yeah, and all these are just the beginning. What people are going through now, they think that this is bad. This is really, like I said, it's very minute compared to the things that everybody's going to be facing in the very near future.
Yep.
You worried about paying gas and your bills. You're going to be worried about having some fucking food to eat.
Yep.
You're going to be worried about how you're going to survive.
Exactly.
Not knowing what your next move going to be. The last thing in your fucking mind going to be gas prices.
Yeah.
People don't understand like the severity of the situation that they're in or getting ready to be in.
Mm-hmm.
But then they're going to realize it once it's too late, like the scriptures say. All right. You're gonna seek Yahweh Shem Yahushai once it's too late. You realize there's no other option. Like Jake always do. You wait till you go to prison, then you want to turn, be
Yeah.
spiritual.
Yeah, because if you see now, these people, yeah, they're catching hell, but what they're still, they're still able to go out,
Right.
do their little bullshit folly, you know, whatever the case may be, try to get
American,
their little seemingly escape from hell.
yeah, the American system is still intact.
Yep.
Like you can still go take a trip if you can afford it. You can go to the clubs, the
Mm-hmm.
bars. Like all those things are still there for you to participate in if you're able to afford to do so.
Exactly.
But it's gonna come a point in time where it don't even fucking matter if you can afford it or can't. Everybody ain't gonna be able to do it because the shit gonna be gone.
Yep.
You know, it's only gonna be exclusive for the ones who have that MOTB.
Right.
But at that point,
Yeah.
because that's the only way you're gonna be having access to everything. Because if you don't, you ain't gonna be able to have access.
Yeah. This is back in Second Thessalonians 2:1 once again. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, which the elect are being gathered together through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, waking back up to who we are,
Mm-hmm.
who our power is, the times that we're in, taking advantage of the grace period, getting ourselves ready for the day of the Lord, Verse 2, that ye be not shaken in mind, nor be troubled, which we just read in St. Matthew, the 24th chapter, that what we ought not to be troubled,
Mm-hmm.
for these things, because the Lord, already warned us about these things. And the Lord said what? That he will protect us and ultimately deliver us, as long as, we maintain our parts and our positions as faithful servants, doing what's required of us. We have hope. We have a way out, because you will see these these 2/3 of the rest of these bug outs. They'll see us talking about these different perils and everything that's set to come, and then their mind would be, okay, well, what are you guys going to do? How are you guys going to make it out of this? Not understanding that the Lord said that hey, my servants shall eat.
Yep.
Psalms the 91st chapter, Job the 5th chapter, many precepts speaking about the Lord coming through on the behalf of his faithful elect, in which these people, they're gonna see. They're gonna see what we gonna do, or matter of fact, more importantly, they're gonna see what the Lord is gonna do for his servants, So it says that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai is at hand.
Yeah, and we see that day is at hand. We see all the things taking place.
Yeah.
Right, like we've been saying, man. It's clear as day to see the times that we living in, man. And that's the reason why the stock market is all fucked up. Or you only thing you see on the news is what talks about everything that's going on in the Middle East, and we know that it's to deflect off the Epstein.
Yep.
We get that, cool, but this is about prophecy at the same time.
Yep.
It ain't like they making up fake, like how it was in 2020 where it's like fake bodies and like on the stretching beds and shit. Like no, the niggas are really shooting missiles, so it's not like it's fake news. The only fake news is that this nigga Trump talking about he winning.
Right.
But it is real missiles being shot off over there, nonetheless. Yep. All right. That's the times that we living in, where it's just that much closer to, and they up the age limit.
Oh yeah,
35 to 42.
Yep.
And then over there, I believe they lowered the limit for people to be enlisted as a soldier. So it's a younger age they could come in versus them trying to go older. They went younger.
See.
So showing you the times that we living in, man.
Yep. Joel the 3rd chapter. Yeah. These nations are preparing for war. As the Lord commanded. These are the times that we're in.
Right, and everybody can see what's going on. China can see it. North Korea,
Russia.
Everybody who already don't like America, they all see what's going on, and they're preparing for that day that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has said, because he's the one who controls the king's hearts.
Yep.
He's the one who dictates what happens and when it happens. But everybody see that America is the cancer of the earth. America is the issue, is the problem, and the small hats.
Yep,
You
yep.
know.
It says, let no man deceive you by any means, as the scriptures say. If it was all possible, they would be able to deceive the very elect, but it's not possible. Like it says in Corinthians, I believe, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord put us up on game. The Lord told us these things to look out for, told us what would happen. So if anything, we're anticipating these things, and we're actually, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, starting with our apostles and elder bishops on down, we're speaking upon these things before this devil even do it.
Right. Like the scriptures say in Ezra, measuring the times.
Yep, that's it.
Right, because like you said, we've been speaking on it, and then when these things do happen, what are we doing? We measuring the times that we in from what the scriptures been told us about.
Yep.
Because these are things that we were told to look out for prior to them taking place. All right. Well, matter of fact, I got something real quick.
Okay.
This is I'm gonna start at Isaiah 46 and 9. Isaiah 46 and 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me. Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
Yeah, that's right. And who is the Lord declaring these things unto? Real quick, let me grab this to back Jake up. This is Amos 3, and I'll start at verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
Yeah, and these people not afraid.
Nah.
Because like you seeing what's going on, and people, you got small ass, protesters, whatever.
No king,
whatever, yep. All that bullshit. But y'all not really fucking afraid of the fact that you could literally have things be escalated to nuclear war. You're not scared of that. You just were complaining about the nigga in office.
All right.
But you don't understand the gravity of the matter as far as like this could literally escalate to where nuclear missiles are shot off and there's no going back.
Yep. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? In which you was going into earlier, the prophets are blowing the trumpet. We're sounding the alarm of what? Of war. Not of peace. Okay. So it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai have not done it?
Yep. So and ultimately, that's what the people gonna come to realize, that all this has been orchestrated by Yahweh by Shem Yahushai when it's all said and done, because that's how much the destruction is going to be, to where there's no denying it. You have to acknowledge that a higher power had to orchestrate things to happen, how they're getting ready to play out.
That's right. This the point right here, verse 7. Surely the Lord power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
All right, and that's why when all things ultimately do happen, all hell breaks loose and whatnot, shit hits the fan, so to speak, it's going to be a reason why that we are stable in those times, like it goes into in Isaiah 33 and 6. Why are we stable? Because we already have the knowledge and understanding of the things that were going to happen prior to them taking place.
Yep.
All right, we know that these things was going to happen, and they need to happen in order for us to get to the side where the kingdom of heaven is being established on this earth. Yep.
In order for Yahweh Shai to return, these things must come to pass. It has to be fulfilled. You have more on Isaiah?
That was it on that.
Okay. This is back in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, in which we fell away with the Apostle Paul. He was warning the church about that. It wasn't going to happen in their lifetime. Back then, just as when the disciples were on the scene, more had to play out. Hell, we had to come over here to the Americas. All right, more prophecy had to be fulfilled. So, the Apostle Paul was telling them that, hey, man, it wasn't going to happen back then. There had to be a falling away first, which was a prophecy as well. We had to be discontinued from our heritage. More, more had to play out back then that transpired to the point that we're in today.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're in the great awakening, in which the elect has risen back up to this truth, back in their rightful lots.
Yep. Well, like it says in Matthew, when the word has been spread through all the four corners of the earth.
Yep.
Then shall the end come. So that means that what the vast majority, if not all of the elect, have been sealed.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing things happen crazy fast now.
Yep.
Every week, every month, since the dude Trump done got in office, all type of shit just been happening real quick.
Yeah.
Faster than things have ever been happening, as far as regarding prophecy.
Yep. Which that's all going back to the Lord saying pretty much cutting the time short for the elect's sake.
Right.
So it says, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, in which that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
And he's being revealed and exposed.
Yep.
Which is why they doing what they're doing now, like I briefly mentioned earlier, focusing on all the shit over here, over there with Iran, because what it came out.
Yep.
The Epstein files.
Right.
Fully declassified, everything to be seen, and nobody wants to, you don't see nothing on the news, mainstream media going into that. You don't see nothing about everything about the Middle East. Yet, at the same time, this devil's just being exposed at an all-time high. You're the cause for being over there in the first place, attacking them for no reason.
Yep.
All right, you getting exposed about all the dark shit that we've been saying been doing, but that came out with the Epstein files.
Yep.
All right,
and this
everything else that you've been doing.
And this is your MO.
Yep.
How did you establish America? How did you establish your stronghold of America? This is what you do to gain your stronghold over the earth. Utilizing your blessing, the sword, according to Revelation, the 6th chapter. Well, real quick, let me grab this. Because remember, he went into, I believe, Venezuela,
Mm-hmm.
Kidnapped the president and his wife, threatened to go into these other different countries. This is Esau's MO. So he thinks that he can just go anywhere around the earth and invade any land and take people and resources at will.
Right, and when you get exposed about it, or people going into with all the dark shit you do, you trying to change the subject.
Yep.
Like you doing now. Everybody that been asking about the files, they get released. Now all of a sudden missiles get shot off, and all we focus on is gas being high.
Yeah. War.
It's always something new. Like, we having a big major. Like, it's just always something new being said about it to be
keep people distracted.
Right.
This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
And that's Esau.
Yep.
The reason he's doing everything he does because this nigga is just a demon. He practices it, he plans it out because he has the power to do so. Well, his blessing was the sword.
Yep.
So this devil don't know how to function any other way than
right.
to use the sword, which is you seeing going on now.
And understanding that he got a wicked agenda to fulfill.
Yeah. And he ran out of time.
Yep.
So that's why he didn't do the proper procedures to shoot missiles off or nothing. He just did the shit. He ain't asking for permission to do this and that. He's just doing shit. Or it looks like it, at least, because he's the face card.
Right.
The
We know.
figurehead.
Yeah, he's a puppet.
The real people pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Yep. That's right. But I'll read this real quick in the NLT, verse 1, Micah 2:1. What sorrow awaits you who lie awake at night, thinking up evil plans? Well, they said, how does it go about his sleep?
Or he can't sleep unless he did some type of mischief.
Yep.
But you literally see that. Esau, he don't even want us. What nigga Trump said, he don't want us to. He doesn't want them to make a deal with them. He want complete surrender. That's an Edomite for you.
Yeah.
He don't want to be fair. He want to just be a demon.
Yeah. This is it right here. Proverbs 4:16, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. You know? So that just goes into how this devil operates. You know, like the brother's saying, he's on borrowed time, you know, so now more than ever, you know, he's super fixated on carrying out this agenda, man. You know, he don't have no time to tarry or rest. You know, he's having restless nights. Isaiah the 47th chapter talks about him being weary in the counsel of his multitude, the multitude of his counsels.
Well, the spirit in him isn't upright. You
Yep.
know, he never satisfied. This nigga he controlled everything already damn near as is. Like you been on top. You got the petrodollar. Everybody had to come to you. You cool. You the dude on top. You running the block or whatever. But that ain't enough. You want to literally have people in subjection. People in like
You want souls.
You want to control everybody. Every last aspect of their life. It's never enough for this devil.
Well, he want to be as the Most High, man.
Right, which is why he want that system,
Yep.
that MOTB system. So he tracking your carbon footprint, what type, how much you've been eating, when you eating too much meat.
Yep.
How much you didn't travel, your productivity, what you doing with your life, spending money on, like every last detail about you. Like
Right.
You want to be like the Most High.
Yep. It's back in Micah 2:1 in the NLT. What sorrow awaits you who lie awake at night, thinking of evil plans? You rise up at dawn and hurry to carry them out, simply because you have the power to do so.
And that's exactly why they do it, just because they had the power to do so. But you're getting ready to lose that power.
Yep.
You know, now you're not as strong and mighty as you once was, and that's why you got the other, like go into Joel the 3rd chapter. You know.
Yep.
Let the weak
stand strong.
And now everybody ain't scared of you no more, because now they have the same capability as you. You're not the only one with missiles now.
Yep.
They got even better missiles.
And they have strong alliances.
They got more people.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys fucking small hats.
Right. Yeah. Your alliance within NATO is even falling apart. So you pretty much through. You know. I'll read verse 2, Micah 2:2 back in the KJV. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
All right, you oppressing everybody. That's all that the so-called white man does.
Yep.
You come over there and proclaim like you trying to bring freedom and liberty, but you ain't doing nothing but oppressing everybody. Everywhere you go, it's nothing but oppression.
Yeah.
And deception.
Right.
Lying about how it's people don't like their leader. All this is going on. They want to have freedom like America. You just destroying their whole society.
Yeah. Bringing that wicked.
Same MO. No matter where you go.
Yeah, bringing that wicked ass wine with you. You know.
And then the place is always worse than it was before your ass stepped foot over there.
Yep. This is back in 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come and falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who is the devil, the so-called white man, in which he's being highly exposed, you know, according to the unicorn, the internet, and ultimately the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. This truth coming out, man. He can't control the narrative, which is why he's going to have to do away with the internet.
Yeah,
which is why
he want the digital ID.
Yep.
So like you got to actually have a digital ID or information to log into the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his way of like kind of censoring it, and then at the same time knowing, Ari, if you're looking at this, then he's gonna start approaching you directly.
Right.
Why have you been looking at this information? Are you American?
Right.
What type of American are you?
Yeah.
Cause that's like him slowly, locking down shit.
Yeah.
Because like it'll say like, oh, we're not stopping you from looking at shit, but then they're gonna be tracking what you're looking at and hitting you up about it.
Yep.
The moment that you gotta log in to use the internet, no matter where you go, you gotta have a personal identification to view shit. You're cooked. It's over with. And you can see him slowly cracking down on everything.
Exactly.
It
says, verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worship, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
That's ultimately what he's trying to do. He want to be like the Most High in every aspect,
Mm-hmm.
controlling your life, telling you what's good, what's bad. You can do this, you can't do that. He literally trying to be like the Most High on the left hand side,
Yeah,
but it ain't gonna work. Before you get that established, hey, the Lord gonna get rid of all that shit.
that's right. It says, "Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time." And we're in that time, we're in that time of, revelation, the veil being pulled back. He can no longer hide, behind these different titles, the so-called, I'm so-called white man, or I'm European, or, I'm this country, naming himself after a different nation. No, you're Esau, Edom, and those that are the heads of Edom, Amalek, you're Amalekites, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the DuPonts. All right, you guys know who you are. You're Amalek, Edom, and you're the devil that the Bible speaks about, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're Esau. All right. Verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Yeah, because he was working back then, as the Romans. And now he's back here today, through reincarnation and through, reestablishing his power during, going back to the Renaissance era, which is why he modeled today's system after the guise of ancient Rome, So this is the same devil coming back into power.
Yeah.
It says, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way, which who is the he that's letting, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the same power that put this devil into power.
Mm-hmm.
Job 9:24. All right. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the Lord gave him this power to fulfill, prophecy ultimately. Let me grab that real quick. This is Proverbs 16:4. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai have made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So the Lord, oh yeah.
It's like he basically being preserved for the day of judgment.
Yep.
To me, made an example of it. Say that Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So he's just playing out his role.
Yeah.
Being the devil he was set up to be, and soon he's getting ready to be removed from that position.
Yep.
When you no longer need it anymore.
Yeah.
Once you're finished doing everything that you need to do.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Like it says in Romans the 9th chapter. Matter of fact, I'll grab that real quick. That's the just as the Lord made an example out of the ancient Pharaoh, the Lord put, pretty much built up his opponent just to show the Lord's power and taking him out. This is Romans 9 and let me see. Romans 9:17, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth.
Yeah, and that's all that's going on now, is Esau being hardened and rising up against the Most High when he knows that a higher, so-called higher power exists.
Yep.
Even though he tries to deny it, he at the end of the day, the high up elites they know, Yet he's trying to weasel his way around to where he thinking that he gonna be like the Most High.
Yeah.
He gonna do away with everything, the prophecies, and then he gonna always be here forever, like it goes into the Psalms.
Well, he's even so, how do you say, pretty much he's so delusional to think that he's going to be able to wage war against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and actually win.
Mm-hmm.
Which, hey man, according to the prophecies, man, you're gonna lose miserably.
Right.
Hey man, you're gonna lose everything, man. Scriptures say in 1 hour, man, your whole kingdom is going to go up in flames. I go back to 2 Thessalonians 2 let me see, verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Yeah, and he's being revealed, and the Lord is destroying you with the, with the, wait, you can read that last part again?
And then shall that wicked be revealed, in whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Yeah, and the spirit of his mouth is by the prophets.
Yep.
Because we out there bringing out this truth. That's why he's going to eventually try to shut down, or the YouTube and everything else, the internet.
Really. Oh, well, he's even going to try to come after the
the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Which I grabbed that real quick. Revelation 12 and 17, which that's going to be the worst move you make. Revelation 12 and 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
Yeah, and that's ultimately what he wants to do.
Yep.
That's why he has been doing the things that he's been doing, like with the ICE, the Homeland Security, or the Homeland agents.
Right.
When they was going to get into Jake ghettos and the hoods and shit. It's all about going after Jake, ultimately our people.
Yep, in which we're just talking about right here, the 17th verse, he's going to try to come specifically after the men of the Lord.
Right.
Because we got the truth. You got the 2/3. You're going to have Jake taking the chip. We was talking about the sellouts and whatnot. Yet the Lord said he reserved, 7,000 men, which 7 just represents completion, that would not bow the knee to Baal. They're not going to accept your MOTB. They're not going to, pretty much bow down and worship this devil nor his system, nor take that sea hip, So you're just going to have to roll. You do what you got to do ultimately, which that's going to be a snare unto you as well. Because what it says right here, Isaiah 59 and 19, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, shall lift up a standard against him.
Yep. And certain men gonna get that power.
Yeah.
Like, the brother Manazak always like to go into.
Good.
All right. Hey, at the end of the day, it's certain men whose lot it is to be martyrs, but it's a lot of men their lot isn't to be a martyr, and they're going to get the power and ultimately be delivered.
That's right. That's right, man. Yeah. So either whatever you do, you're through. Which you can't do nothing outside of with
your program.
Exactly.
So you're just gonna stick to your programming.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing that you could think that you're doing your own thing, but you're not.
Yeah. So your fate is already written. Yeah, it's already sealed. Your destiny is already spoken of.
Yeah, it's just at this point you just got to be manifest.
It's already
written that you're gonna go down. So it's just we waiting on it to be made manifest, playing out basically at this point, because we all actors in the movie.
That's right.
On the stage.
So hey man, just do what you got to do while you can. Do what you can while you can. And hey man, for the the faithful, hopeful elect out there, we just got to continue to do what's required of us. While we have the opportunity to do so, continue to get our spirits and our houses in order, continue to be obedient, faithful, brotherly, staying upon our watching as well as praying, fasting when needs be, and hey man, staying in high spirits, because, we see it, everything playing out, and it's ultimately playing out on our behalf, speaking as the hopeful elect. So hey man, we're in great times and we're in great case.
Right. Now it's high time to wake out of sleep.
Yeah, man.
Because we see everything taking place.
Hell yeah, and shoot, Lord's will, this very well be the last Pesach we have in captivity.
Right. And if we do happen to be here longer, this gotta be the last nigga that
No, for sure.
that's gonna be running this fucking hellhole, because the way that things is headed, how much longer could this bitch go on?
Yeah.
Regardless, this shit over with.
Yeah, that's a fact. So let's Jake. Yeah. So we'll Lord's will, this was edifying unto the body. We're gonna go ahead and close this out. Once again, giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. And to the next lesson, we want to say Shalom unto the elect.
Shalom.
Shalom.